Leaks for Geeks. And it's time for the Leaks for Geeks, the news for the dudes.
This is a game I never even heard of, but we talk about all the time how movies that are almost always turds, right? I mean, they're just never very good. Unless it's like a game that's been around forever and it's got a huge following, and then they make a movie that's decent, like the Mortal Kombat movie that was just made or some stuff like that. But most of the time, it's pretty crappy. But we've seen a change in that over these last few years with stuff like The Witcher, right? Mm-hmm. Which was an awesome show, not a movie, but still they put more into it. Great show. This one is one of the number one rated movies made from a game ever. So I thought, well, what game is this? And some of you guys might have heard of it. Clint had. I had not heard of this game. It's called Werewolves Within. Okay. And I guess they made a movie over it, and I've got to watch it because it's got such good ratings. It's an 86% score on Rotten Tomatoes, which is hard to get. That's off 114 user reviews. And this game is like not a game you'd think would be made at all, right? Because when you actually look at the game and check it out, and I don't know if Clint has got something he could throw up on here for that or not. If not, no big deal. You guys can look it up. But it's like a very cartoony, kind of goofy looking game where you sit around a circle, and it's kind of like Who Did It or, Spies Within kind of a game, to where you're trying to figure out which.
Is it kind of like Among Us a little bit?
Yeah, same kind of thing. You're trying to figure out which one from that group is the actual werewolf, right? And which ones aren't. And, it's kind of a trickery kind of game like that, I think. I actually don't even know enough about the game to know, are there killings that happen, Clint? Is that what's happening? Is that how you figure it out? Kind of like Clue? There are things that are happening in the middle of the game, and then you're saying because of that, who's who?
Yeah, from what I gather, the game everybody gathers around like a campfire, and then you have to kind of guess like who the actual werewolf is in the group. And so it's a VR game, and so as you play through it, it's kind of like you got to guess who's the vampire, who's the bad guy, basically. And I think it's like an elimination type game. Really, is how it works.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll pop up this little trailer so everybody can, or a little gameplay deal here.
I guess they're like a bunch of villagers that are in an ongoing debate over whether they should put a new pipeline in or preserve the town's lush forest. Like that's so when you're in the situation, you're not meeting to discover who the werewolf is. So it must be something arises during it, right? Supposedly within the storyline. Mm-hmm. Obviously, when you're playing the game that's what you're going to be doing. But usually it says here, a video game movie that diverges so dramatically from the source material would cause serious outrage among fans. But that's the thing. There really aren't many super passionate Werewolves Within fans. So I guess they're just saying, in a sense, the game is so small and doesn't have a big enough following that the freedom of writing, right, and spin off of the idea, the filmmakers were more free to do that and not have upset fans.
And I missed it at the beginning, maybe, but you said that they're making a show out of this?
They made a movie out of it.
Okay.
A really high-rated movie. It's done really well.
I mean, it's very cartoony looking, like it's reminds me of a little bit like WoW,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
WoW graphics, kind of. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But not very action-packed, in my opinion.
I think you're just sitting there kind of talking, really, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is kind of like a Clue or a...
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting that, out of all the games that are out there, they decided, hey, let's make a movie based off of this.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
So,
and obviously they said the movie itself, really went its own direction, but it's done well. So I just thought, that's not what I would expect at all. Yeah. So I guess one of the things people really like about it is they've got some really good comedy actors to play the roles of the villagers.
Okay.
So it's not a horror movie per se. It's kind of a spoof type of a movie. It sounds like. Werewolves Within is cast is stacked with funny people you love to see on screen. I don't recognize some of these people because I think it's a foreign movie, but maybe I'm just crazy. You've got I recognize the girl that's in it. You've got Sam Richardson from Veep. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
And the Detroiters plays Finn Wheeler, a park ranger assigned to patrol a small blah blah blah. Okay, let's see who the other people are. I thought I was just going to list them off for us here. Cheyenne Jackson. She's a Broadway actor and singer. Oh, the girl. That's who it is. That's how I recognize her. It's the AT&T girl who says like the deals are for everybody. You know, they're all the deals. She's one of the actors in it. And a couple other comedy actors. You know, so there's somebody from looks like from the Orange is the New Black. Catherine Curtin. I don't know who that is either because I haven't watched that show. But anywho, they went a pretty unique direction with it, and now I've got to check it out because it's not very often a game movie does good at all, especially one that's like from this game. Like, where did this come out of left field for me? You know, so I'm going to definitely check it out.
It's kind of a new trend for Netflix. Really, they've just been launching all these titles. I saw the new Resident Evil series is up now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's, you know, the story of Leon and Claire doing their thing. It looks like it goes international. So that's up, and that's more like a animated show. And I think they're working on a live action one too.
Yeah, I remember we talked about a live action one that was supposed to be coming, I think.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So a lot of stuff popping off.
Nice.
You know, that makes me think of I was watching a video, I don't know where the other day, but I didn't realize how many movies Disney's released have been based on their actual rides.
Oh yeah.
Like I was so young when some of those came out, I didn't even think about that. I'd never been to Disney World. Like, I didn't know Pirates of the Caribbean was released after the ride was made. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, that was
really?
Years. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they
No, I didn't know that either.
You did?
Yeah.
Same thing with the Haunted Mansion.
Tower of Terror. They're remaking a Tower of Terror.
Okay.
Didn't know that.
But they'd already made an old one, and then there was a couple other ones. Is it called the Bernstein Bears or something? Or I don't know. That's not it. That's a book. There's whatever Disney's ride is, the Country Bears. Yeah, they made a movie off of that. So there's like a bunch of rides that they've used to make movies out of, and it's just kind of cool that like somebody can look at a ride and say, we're gonna make a whole movie off of this. You know,
It's called good marketing right there.
Yeah.
I always thought it was the other way around. I thought the rides were always from the movies. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure some of them are.
Some of the original rides, really, I think, were probably based off the old cartoons.
Right.
You know.
Right.
In the video, it was talking about how like the Pirates of the Caribbean, they didn't expect to do as well as it did, and it did really good. And then they released a couple months later in the same year, they released Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy, and it didn't do as good. It still boxed quite a bit of money, but
I think Johnny Depp's kind of fall off the deep end from what I've heard, and I don't even think he's in this next one that they're making. No. Like he was supposed to be, and then all kinds of problems.
He had some crazy stuff with his wife or ex-wife or whatever she is, girlfriend. Yeah, like a lot of like emotional abuse done to him, so to speak. So it's kind of crazy. This has been a Delirious Dads production. For more information about the show, visit our website at www.deliriousdadsgaming.com. You can also find us on facebook.com/deliriousdadsgaming, twitch.tv, and YouTube. Make sure you like and share our pages to help us grow the channel. You can listen to the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Please leave a rating and review if you enjoy the show. Thank you again for listening, and we hope to see you next time.